You've heard the phrase, we all have 24 hours, right? We only have to decide what we can do with them. Well, we don't. So let's talk about how much time we actually have. Let's talk about how comparing ourselves to other more successful people is counterproductive, and how to learn how to manage our time better so that we can make the most out of it. Hi, my name is Jack, and I'm a professional procrastinator, always looking for the fastest way to do things. And I'm going to try to tell you where those 24 hours tend to go. Let's do this. So you've heard the phrase, we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce, right? You've heard that. Well, right from the get-go, that's wrong. And it's simple. Beyonce doesn't cook. None of these celebrities do. I doubt even Martha Stewart cooks anymore. See, because they have the money and the resources to have somebody else do it for them. And it's not just cooking. Walking the dog, doing laundry, taking the car to the shop. Even if you have a partner, all these tasks are concentrated within your own household. It's a lot of work, and that's the cause. The effect, which I will talk about later in the video, is that we tend to compare ourselves to these impossible standards. We convince ourselves that the most successful artists in our lifetime have the same available time as the rest of us regular schmoes. We convince ourselves that the only difference between us and billionaires is discipline. And comparing ourselves to impossible standards is the best, most efficient way to get blocked. So in short, what should be a motivational quote ends up killing our momentum. But let's dive a bit deeper into where this time actually goes. If some of this resonates with you, then maybe we can help reframe our motivation. Right out of the gate, 8 hours are gone just by sleeping. Are they not? Do you not sleep 8 hours? Then here's the trade-off. You're less efficient at working. What would take 1 hour takes you 2. You're slower, less focused. There's a ton of studies out there as to why sleep is critical. If you're not already convinced, this video is not going to do it, but I try to get 8 hours, so I'm going to go with that number. So already you have 16 hours left. So does Beyonce if she's not up all night on a 3-day coke bender. So where do those hours go? Well, waking up, getting ready for work, 30 minutes maybe? So now you're down already to like 15 and a half hours. And if you have a dog, make that an even 15 hours because Panchito needs his walkies. If you have a job, and most of you do, that's what, 9 hours from like 9 to 6 p.m. maybe? And that's being generous. Like, I don't know anybody who doesn't work from like 9 to 8 p.m. even here in Europe. So let's just say like a solid 9 hours. Doesn't have to be exact. You could be an American worker working smaller shifts because your employer doesn't want to give you a full-time job to cover your medical insurance. And that sucks, I'm so sorry. But only 2 major things and you're already down to 6 hours. That's 3/4 of your day just gone. Along with most of your energy, even if you do like what you do for work. But let's make it worse, shall we? 2 of those hours commute, going to and from work, and that's on a good day. I keep hearing tales of people being stuck in traffic for 2 hours each way. How do we live like this? We've proven remote work is successful. Let us work from home. That'll clear the streets for everybody else who can't work from home at all. So now you got 4 hours left, and remember, this is on a good day. So what's next? Food, probably. Dinner takes about, an hour to make and eat, and that's if you already know what you're making and you got the groceries ahead of time. So now we're down to 3 hours. On a good day! And again, if you have a dog you have to walk him, you're down to 2 hours, baby. You have 2 hours left to unwind if you want to get to bed to get those 8 hours of sleep in the first place. So already, you would never be able to watch The Lord of the Rings on a school day. What is the world coming to? 2 hours. At most. And you can pause this video right now, have a little think about with yourself about how your day actually operates and how much time would be left for you and specifically for you. Like, for example, people with kids will have far, far less than those 2 hours. So how do we function as human beings? Like if you have ADHD, like I do, getting started on a task takes about an hour and then another hour just to come out of hyper-focus mode. And even if you don't have ADHD, context switching to another productive mode, it's difficult, it's exhausting. Especially after being productive all day and then coming back home to be on survival mode. It can be dangerous if not managed correctly. So let's talk about how to handle having only 2 hours for yourself without leaning into the depression. Quick disclaimer, God, I hate how this world is set up. Ugh. Anyway, how do we manage our time? So first things first, what can we manage in the above example? Well, not a lot, really. I mean, I consider sleep unmovable, so I'm not changing those 8 hours. Work, still, sadly, no. And I can't budget out the dog's walks because it makes him happy. How about cooking, though? Can I optimize that? And that's the question, that's the key. There are things in your life that can be delegated or optimized to make them faster, easier. Like for example, I have a whole system that helps me make dinner in about 20 minutes, and I have a video on it. I'll link it at the end of this one. But the thing is, those 2 hours you have left are probably not even 2 hours. On a good day, once again, it'll take you a long time to get started on a task, so maybe it looks more like 1 hour or 15 to 20 minutes. So what can we do? Well, you gotta slow down. See, this desperation for finishing things now and perfectly is going to cause you to burn out. And worse, it might even cause you to resent the thing that you want to do because it stops being a thing that you want to do and turns into a thing that you're pressured to do. But how does slowing down help with getting more done? Well, slowing down helps with 2 things specifically. First, it allows you to truly grasp how much work there is to be done so you can plan it out better. For example, if you're writing a book, the wrong way to go about scheduling your whole week goes something like this. Oh, I've got 2 hours, so what I will do is I will write consistently for 2 hours every night. This is normal and consistent with the creative process and will not cause me to crash and burn and hate myself if I can't do it every night for the rest of the year. I know that's what it sounds like, because I've said it myself before. See how ridiculous you sound? Oh my god, I just sounded like my mom. And second, it allows you to learn how to work. Now, it allows you to learn. Learning is a deliberate choice you have to make. Because see, working specifically on a creative project does not mean doing the core thing all of the time. Alexa, please explain what the fuck that means. It means that if you're writing a book, just thinking about your characters and their motivations counts as work. You don't have to be writing the whole time. If you're working on a painting, going to a museum is work. If you're working on a song, then spending the entire day choosing sound effect filters counts as work. If you're working on starting a company, then watching trash TV all day counts as work. I don't know how, but it counts. Another strategy that I use is that every milestone counts as finishing. You're writing a book? Fun. Coming up with a character name counts as finishing. You finished coming up with a character name. Writing a paragraph you were having trouble with counts as finishing. You finished dealing with a block that you had. I'm gonna have to make an entire video about this, aren't I? But this will help you not to burn out, because in the context of these 2 hours that you're working on, once you finish something, even if it's a small something, you're done. The plan here is to accept that you've done the work and move towards the rewards portion of the evening, where you treat yourself nice for a job well done. But ultimately, it's about realizing and accepting that you can't do everything in one day. You don't have 24 hours, you have maybe 3. I had 2, and I spent most of my nights watching movies, playing video games, just, hanging out with a friend. Because we're not machines, we cannot beat ourselves up for not using those 3 hours to pursue a passion. We don't actually have them. So stop comparing yourself to super successful people or even mildly successful people. They have help. We don't have the same time they do. They have more. As to how they got successful in the first place, baby steps. Doing just a little bit with those 2 hours. Either that or family money. But it's mostly about using those 2 hours consistently. And we can't have you burning out, because then you're never going to achieve that consistency. And I can't teach you how to feed your kids faster or how to run your commute in less than 12 parsecs. But maybe I can teach you how to cook faster. Right this way.